Welcome back to the broadcast. The final game here of the Naismith Prep Classic, and it features First Love Christian Academy in the black jerseys taking on Father Henry Carr in the white and blue jerseys. And to start the game, First Love Christian Academy has got off to a nice start. They lead 5-0. Drew Ebanks alongside Josue Cedro. Josue, they're looking pretty good, First Love. Henry Carr, their only game in this event. They need to get a bucket right now. Foul on the play. Looks like it's going to be called on number 5, Olsen Nicholson. And at the line will be Caleb Johnson. We mentioned that Father Henry Carr is coming off a big win at their own tournament, the Henry Carr Crusader Prep Classic Tournament, the Early Bird Prep Classic Tournament. And this man right here was one of the top players in it, Caleb Johnson, MVP and co-MVP as well with Josh Morgan. Both of them having a fantastic tournament as Father Henry Carr won it. This matchup's going to be very interesting. First Love has a great player on their squad in DJ Gordon, number 14, as well as some Canadian talent on that team, including Demandy Brown. And we'll talk about more of the Toronto guys and Canadian guys as well. What are you looking forward to seeing in this game?
Oh, first of all, from First Love Christian, they're local talent. That's Pittsburgh talent. You talked about DJ Gordon, very, very good young player, and a guy like Isaiah Wilson as well. It'll be interesting to see how he leads this team from the point guard position. And for Father Henry Carr, one game only today, so I'm looking for a good energy level, better attention to detail than that offensive rebound. But certainly guys like you talked about, Josh Morgan, as well as Caleb Johnson, who was excellent at the Early Bird Classic, continue that momentum. And now in the even bigger level of competition, looking for them to be impactful today.
And going to the line, Noah Gamba, and the foul is on Gordon, number 14. We'll go quickly over the starters for First Love Christian Academy. Number 1, Demandy Brown. Number 5, Olsen Nicholson. Number 14, DJ Gordon. Number 23, Isaiah Wilson. And number 24, Jet Rosing. First one is good. It's 6'2" for Father Henry Carr, the starters. Number 1, Caleb Johnson. Number 12, as we mentioned, Noah Gamba, who just missed that free throw. Number 15, Jalen Shirley. Gamba gets the rebound, can't finish it. Number 20, Raheem Wilson. And number 23, Joshua Morgan. So 6-2 early. Henry Carr has an opportunity to get back in this. They get the possession back, and let's see what they can do.
Yes, from them it starts at the guard position. A guy like Josh Morgan is extremely aggressive, attacking the basket. They're going to have to find ways to generate some lanes for him to get his game going. And now in this situation of a 2-3 zone, need to go from side to side.
Traveling Gamba, wasn't sure what he wanted to do there. The head coaches for Father Henry Carr, of course, we know him well, Mr. Paul Melnick. Assistant coaches, Travis Noel, Rono Miller, and Mark Poyser. And actually, Jamie Cromwell is there. And Coach Travis Noel is on the bench, but no Mark Poyser. Layup's good, 6'4", for First Love Christian Academy. Coaches, Kerry Wilson. Assistants, Jeremy Grubbs, Nate Rosing, basket's good, and Jeremy Hayes. 8-4, First Love with the lead early on.
Father Henry Carr trying to trap the ball handler. They have this code, they call it code red, where they're going to send a second guy to make the ball handler give the ball up. Look for that, the possession down.
Big three right there. Johnson from the corner. Rosing back with it.
Jet Rosing, another player we haven't mentioned yet for First Love. Duquesne commit. I was talking to somebody on their staff. They're very excited to have him down there. I think he's one of the best shooters in his class.
Stolen away. There it is. Henry Carr gets it back. 10-7 is your score. Gamba to the hole, drives, throws it up. Oh, gets the runner to go. 10-9 early.
Noah Gamba is a player that has the size and had the physical tools early on in his life. It's the touch, the refinement on his game. That's the next step.
Did he ever? I wish I was built like that in high school. I would have done damage. I was a pipsqueak, grade 9, 5'4". Luckily, I slept a lot in the summer, and I grew. Grade 10, I was 6 feet, so that helped.
So you're saying it's the sleep that was the key?
I tell kids all the time, got to get that sleep. Foul on the play, number 23, Isaiah Wilson. You got to get sleep. You got to get rest to grow. Those bones, what do they call it? Bone joints or whatever they call it.
Yes.
Yeah, you need it to grow. That's for sure. Timeout on the floor. 10. First Love with the lead. This is the 29. Welcome back to the broadcast. Drew Ebanks alongside Josue Sedgerow. It's been a great morning and afternoon here. Morgan, step back, makes it. Great shot, and Morgan has so much talent. That's an offensive foul on the ball handler, number 23. Isaiah Wilson on the push-off.
Good job by Jalen Shirley getting his body in front of Isaiah Wilson and being able to create the offensive foul. The previous play, Josh Morgan, an incredible offensive move on the side step back to create a long two. As long as that's not the steady diet for him and that comes within the flow, he'll be fine offensively. Again, his game starts with an aggressive attack down the lane to the rim.
Great points right there. Josue with the breakdown. Morgan comes off the screen. Shirley behind the three-point line. He's a young player that is stepping up for Henry Carr. 2021, 6 feet out of Brampton, Ontario. Turnover, First Love. And Henry Carr has opened up a 14-10 lead after First Love got out of the gate a bit quicker.
That Shirley three is an example of Morgan getting the ball downhill and attacking, generating that open look.
And there's Johnson, can't get it to go. Morgan after it. Gamba picks it up. Got to keep his head up. Johnson fakes the three. Nice step back. Good footwork there. Josh Morgan is a player that if you're a coach at the next level, you need to look at him. He brings all the intangibles. Tough player, can get it done inside and out. Nice ball handling there. Mason Manning, they can't get that to go. And I think for First Love, Demanny Brown has to be involved in the play. He's got to call for the ball and get involved in the action here. Especially being back home, want to put on a good performance. Nice take, Jordan, no good. Gordon, no good. Gamba leaves it back for Morgan, traveling.
One example, the previous play of good footwork when he caught the ball on the open three and didn't travel, right, and making sure that it was simply a gather. At that time, they were getting caught going too quick without putting the ball on the floor as he's attacking the basket. Young players, you go through growing pains, so sometimes you're going to get it right, other times, get it wrong.
17-10. 3:59 left. Father Henry Carr. There's Brown. Looking to kick it out and out of bounds. Off of the hands of Manning, 6'1", 2022 player, Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah, a young player able to play at this level. Unfortunately, that time not having the attention to keep the ball in play.
What a floater there. Johnson, I'm telling you, another player. FHC has some ballers on the squad. There's Brown. He's got to be strong inside. Gets it to go. Big body. Brown from Toronto, 6'5". We're familiar with Demani, of course.
Great
2020.
response. Great response by
charge right there. Gamba
charge, yeah.
bowls Brown over, and it's going to go the other way. 19-12. FHC with the lead.
That's back-to-back great plays by Brown, right? Underway, under the basket there. Great response by First Love to Dakota Red of Father Henry Carr on the blitz, on the ball handler. Johnson's able to slide. Brown is able to slide down inside for two, and here, drawing a charge, getting the possession back for his team.
Fadeaway floater, no good. Oh, he climbs the ladder. Another guard with superior hops. The foul is on number 20 for Carr, Raheem Wilson. And Olsen Nicholson seemed like he was climbing and climbing and climbing to get that rebound and put back. What a play by him.
He may have climbed over the back a little bit as well.
He skywalked that one.
But he skywalked enough for the rebound without getting called for it. Impressive display of athleticism there.
Great job.
Hey, all the help you can get, as long as you don't get caught. All the help you can get, right?
If the ref doesn't call it, you keep playing.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen. Yeah, interesting first quarter. Both these teams kind of came out trying to set the tone, not really looking to feel each other out, and just said, "Hey, we're just gonna do what we do and run our stuff." And I think this is like the kind of the game you've seen where Father Henry Carr has tried to unsettle First Love's defense, and then First Love on the other hand trying to stay as close as they can to ball handlers.
Morgan playing strong. Look at that. Morgan showing the strength of a bull there, getting to the 10. And the floater gets the bucket. Gordon kind of feeling his way out. The layoff pass, no good on the three-pointer by Manning. Here comes Johnson. Johnson very crafty. He's got that floater down pat. One dribble through the legs and throws it up. Beautiful play.
And he almost is as if he needs to patent that shot.
Three-pointer short. Good box out right there by Shirley. Rosing can't get it to go. He's going to sub out.
Good process by First Love in the transition game, driving, kicking, and swinging for an open three to your best three-point shooter. Just was not able to knock it down. Maybe a little too far behind the three-point line.
Johnson cut off, kicks it to Shirley, almost over his head. Up to Morgan, back to Shirley, down low. And into the game for Father Henry Carr and scores a bucket is Malik Kador. Kador is a 6'10", 2020 forward, of course, from Toronto. Shots up, no good. Nicholson, Gamble with the rebound. Here's Morgan. Morgan at the stop and pop. He's got it! Morgan with the three-pointer. Henry Carr, 28. First Love, 14, and Carr, their first game, as you mentioned, have come out with a lot of energy.
I mean, I expected none less from them. A team coached by Coach Paul is only going to come out and play hard most of the time.
That's what they do, and we're going to take a quick break. You're watching the 2019 Naismith Prep Classic. Welcome back to the broadcast. This is the 2019 Naismith Prep Classic. Drew Ebanks alongside Josue Cedro. And an interesting start to this one. Father Henry Carr in the white jerseys with blue trim. Their only game in the event. Have taken a 28-14 lead late in the first quarter. First Love. I like their uniforms, nice. I like both, but theirs are interesting too. The black jerseys with white trim. And there's the putback for Nicholson. He's one of their most aggressive players. You can see it. He's another one with motor and energy around the basket.
He is an offensive rebound off of three by Kamani Bent, another Canadian that's in the game for First Love. And Nicholson able to fly in to put that back for two. Important for First Love to close the quarter strong. 12-point deficit. There's a minute left. Big defensive possession.
And you point out that this team has a few Canadians on it. Bent is in. Elijah Grant as well, out of Toronto, and we mentioned Damani Brown. You know, when you look at basketball in North America and the world, you're going to find a lot of players out of Toronto these days. Shots up, no good. Brown with the rebound, strong in traffic. First Love moves it, three-pointer, no good. There is Gamba with the rebound.
Good possession by First Love, just not able to finish either from the three-point line or at the basket.
And Johnson can't get it to go into the game for Henry Carr as number 0, Brendan Ocampo. Brown, nice pass. Way to avoid the charge, too, because it looked close that he was going to try to go to the hoop.
And we've seen that all weekend. Young players getting caught in midair for a charge. Not the case there.
Big shot at the buzzer, and he falls over the bench. We hope he's okay. Josh Morgan limping a bit. That's a shot and a half to end the quarter. 31-18 is your score. We'll be right back. This is the 2019 Naismith Prep Classic. Welcome back to the broadcast. A huge first quarter. Father Henry Carr leads 31-18. Nice play right there. And Kamani Bent, 6'4", 2021 player out of Toronto, makes the basket 31-20. Drew Ebanks alongside Josue Cedro. And there's a charge by number 2, Jemiah Brown Jeffers on Henry Carr. That's their first team foul. The first half, it looked like First Love would get off to a good start, looking pretty good. One thing for them, DJ Gordon a bit quiet right now, but Father Henry Carr took control in the latter part of that first quarter. Talk about the things they did well, and what does First Love have to do to get back into it.
Well, Josh Morgan got loose. Josh Morgan found ways to get involved at a high level in the offense without being reckless and unwise in terms of his shot selection. He was very good. You know, the open threes were there. The attacks downhill to the rim. He took what it was given to him, passing it out when he was covered, going all the way to the rim for some tough fadeaways as well. He was instrumental. That shot at half exemplified his half.
And First Love, they need to step it up right now. Big shot there. And that's Johnson, 33-20. But coming back, I mentioned him. He's quiet right now, but he's a little frustrated early, but looking to get things going. Gordon. And he has a chance to complete the three-point play, 36-22. Not sure who the foul was on, trying to figure it out. It's like that foul was on Kador. Yes, it is. Referee clarified. That's the third team foul for Carr. They have 3, and First Love has nothing. Ocampo, nice dish off. And that's going to be a foul. That's going to be on Gordon, number 14. First team foul. Father Henry Carr leads 34-23.
Yeah, for First Love, I mean, DJ Gordon has to get going. He got glued to the bench early with 2 fouls. Important that he gets going offensively, and then he's able to take advantage of the pressure on defense First Love can make.
Gamba picks it up, no good. They're battling, and there's Johnson. Johnny on the spot with the tip in, 36-23. Is your score.
Yeah, Johnson with the floater that we saw early on.
Wow, that's a beautiful play. Gordon. Fouls on Gamba. 36-25. Gordon picking it up now. I think he realizes that he's going to have to take things into his own hands if his team's going to get back into it, down 11 early in the game.
The 3 commits, DJ Gordon, Isaiah Wilson, and Jet Rossing. That's the 3 guys I'm looking for First Love for offense. Obviously, everybody's got to chip in terms of complementary players, but those 3 guys need to lead the comeback for First Love to get back in this game.
Missed the free throw. Couldn't complete the three-point play. 36-25, 8:23 left, second quarter.
Henry Carr just coming up with the 50-50 plays right now. In terms of the tip balls and the deflections, they're just better than First Love at this point.
Here comes Gordon, breakout. Gordon takes off. They try to block it, no call. And Gamba physically. And there's Johnson, can't put it in. Gordon picks it up. Wilson, the pull-up. That's a big shot. They needed that right there. 36. I believe it should be 28.
Yeah, good job by First Love coming up with the 50-50 ball, leading to that three-pointer by Wilson on the other end.
They have it at 36-30. Shot's good, Wilson.
They went dancing there. They went dancing. I don't know, when's the last time you went dancing, Drew?
I need to go dancing, man.
Me too, I too. You want to do some salsa next week?
I used to do that a lot. Used to go salsa dancing.
Oh, yeah?
I got to learn it again, man. I haven't done it in about 10 years. It's fun, though.
It is.
Nice play. Oh, you got to finish that on the drive. Nicholson. Brown, how did he sneak that one in? 36-34. But there's Johnson. Finger roll, foul on Brown. He's going to go to the line. Foul is on Brown.
I mean, a great effort there by First. the leak out in transition defense. And simply Johnson flicked it up there because when he turned around, he was right at the basket by himself. Henry Carr going to come back with that pressure on that next defensive possession down.
Shot's good. 37-34. Gordon, big shot. He's starting to feel it. Got a lot of game there. He's heading to Penn State.
That's a perfect response by First Love. Isaiah Wilson, as soon as he came over half court, was pressured, found Gordon wide open for a spot up three.
Gamba can't get it to go. There's Gordon with the rebound, passes it off to Wilson. Oh, wow, what a dribble. Through the leg, great handles.
He is so shifty once he gets going downhill. I mean, he's able to switch hands and switch direction of his handle without stopping, and it's quite impressive.
All in one motion. A foul on Father Henry Carr. We'll get the clarification. Cliffy, help. Cliffy. We got a clarification on that. Thanks for Josue going to the referees. No foul on that, just a timeout on the floor. So we'll take a quick break. This is the 2019 Naismith Prep Classic. Welcome back. This is the 2019 Naismith Prep Classic. Free throw is good. Free throws are good. 39-37.
Pressure defense by First Love here.
And yes, we did say there were free throws, and it was a foul there on that play and a timeout. And that's why Wilson shot those two free throws. That's an easy call. Jemiah Brown-Jeffers, the defender, was set. It's an easy call on the baseline. First Love lead 39-37.
Yeah, Nicholson able to take a charge one more time. That's the second time he's done that this quarter. First Love back in this game in a big way once they were able to up their defensive pressure and unsettle for Henry Carr's offense.
Henry Carr with their tough man-to-man defense. Nice kick. Uh-oh. Oh, he just didn't go after it. He had it clearly. There's that rim again. We've seen that several times. Clearly that dunk was there. That's a play where Nicholson has to throw down.
He took off from too far. Unfortunately for him, there's no doubt he can dunk. He just took off from slightly too far. But great cut. What I love about First Love is that when their drives are happening, they're timing the cuts at the right time. They're not going too early. They're not going too late. They're waiting after the first dribble once the ball handler is already downhill and looking for an outlet. Then the outlet presents itself.
39-37. 5:46 left, second quarter.
First Love showing full court press here, 1-2-2.
First Love's really picked up the intensity. You love to see it. the defensive energy for this team. They have 3 players that are committed. As we said, Gordon, nice play. Malachi Howard in the game. Malachi, 6'5", 2021 player out of Brampton. In the corner, First Love, no good on that shot. Rosing can't get it to go.
Big rebound by Johnson.
The steps there, almost a Euro step by Gamba. Gets it back and one. Too much power inside for Gamba. Foul right here. Foul is on Brown, number 1, and Gamba with the chance to complete the 3-point play.
Still a young guy at 6'5", 2022 out of Vaughan, Ontario. Physically, again, he's so imposing coming downhill on the wing. He needs to continue to refine his handle and his touch around the basket. So by that, we're talking about developing ambidexterity to finish with both hands, and the handle to create from the perimeter to the rim. And not necessarily for others in terms of a primary playmaker, just to get to the rim comfortably.
And he makes the 3-point play. 42-39, Carr with the lead. Oh, look at that rebound. Gordon puts it up. Can't get it. Gets his own rebound. Back with it. And he talks to Gamba. Very, very good player there. Penn State's getting a good one. And we mentioned Wilson, number 23, heading to Richmond. And Rosing, 24, heading to Duquesne. Foul on the play.
Oh, so it is a blocking. I was waiting to see if it was blocking or an offensive foul, but a blocking foul, that situation. Impressive play by Gordon, grabbing that rebound amongst the trees, out-muscling.
And going up not once, but twice.
That's right, twice. That's right. I mean, the intensity he plays with, possession to possession. I mean, you saw it on Friday night when they were playing Bill Crothers. He does not take a possession off on either end. And that's one of the big reasons the Penn State were interested in him early on. And he's shown, he was able to shine through the early periods back in April this year. He's continued that in his senior season this year.
2 free throws there, Gamba. 44-41, 4:25 left, second quarter.
Great deflection. It's interesting. Both teams are kind of a mirror of each other, where they like to attack downhill with intensity and they like to speed up the other team under defensive pressure. They just do it differently.
Stolen away by Shirley, and then there's a foul on Wilson. Looks like he's going to sub out. That's great defense there, and it forces the turnover and the foul. 44-41, Shirley. Great effort on defense. 2021 player out of Brampton, Ontario. Shirley short on the first. It's 4:18 left, second quarter. Interesting
to see the offensive principles both teams run the rest of this quarter. For First Love, I'm looking for, as the ball goes out of bounds here, for First Love, as they're looking into their bench minutes, guys like Bent, like Johnson, like Nicholson, will be looking to cut backdoor, so Father Henry Carr will have to be alert. And on the other end, a guy like Johnson got going a little bit on that floater from the right baseline. Let's see if he can go back to it.
There's Carr working against this defense, tough man-to-man. Shots up, no good. Bent with it. Fouls on Johnson. And Bent will be shooting Kamani. He's 6'4", 2021 player. Toronto native.
We've talked all day about the right timing to take fouls as a defensive player. Right there, Johnson, not well done and not well executed on defense. You had help behind you as you're in transition defense opportunity. No need for that, especially to put the team in the bonus with basically half of the quarter left to go.
1 out of 2 for Ben. It's a 2-point game. FHC Prep. Father Henry Carr leads 44-42.
And for First Love, when they have that pressure that they like to do with full court 1-2-2, as the ball gets to the corner, the key for them, especially now that both teams are in the bonus, the key for them is to make sure to stay straight up. As a young player, the ball is there, you start to feel like a honey badger around a honey. It's right there, man. I want this so bad, and you'll get closer and closer to the player, running him out of bounds, and that's when you get called for a foul instead of a turnover, right? By sealing all his avenues, having your hands straight up, forcing him into an angle, using the sideline as a third defender, you did your job. You don't need to run into them. And that is the discipline that is so hard to keep possession to possession for a young player.
And after the fouls on the sideline, Johnson hits both free throws. Carr up 2. Nice play. The lefty layup. Nicholson right to the basket. Missed the dunk earlier, but atones for it here.
Now we talked about Nicholson needing to step up in these minutes for First Love.
Nice play right there. Howard with the layup, with the challenge. Got it done, 48-44, FHC. 3:42 left, second quarter.
A couple of plays by him with left-handed and now right-handed layup fully extended as Henry Carr gets a turnover.
A nice play. Gamba developing that ability, as you said, to get the steal and bucket on the other end. Brown, that's a high one off the glass. Both teams going back and forth, 50-46.
Pace starting to pick up as pressure on both sides and transition offense being prevalent.
Gamba looks like he got hit, no foul. And Coach Melnick can't believe it. No call there. There he is again. Looked like he was going to go for that one. They've got to do a better job on number 5. Nicholson's got to the rim with too much ease in this game. Double team tipped. Almost turned over there at center court.
And Nicholson's been a source of offense for First Love these last few possessions.
Sorry. Running no good, Brown Jeffers. He has been great. Pull up. That's huge. Big shot. Manning out of Jackson, Mississippi. 2022 player, 6 feet 1 inches.
And the amount of young guards that we've seen today, grade 9s, grade 10s, grade 8 even, being a prevalent factor off the bench for their teams, contributing in a winning effort.
A lot of talent. A lot of talent in the building. This weekend, we got to see some great basketball. 50-50 is the score, 2:17 left, second quarter. These two teams looking pretty even right now.
I'm a big proponent of that for young players to play up in competition. If you have the opportunity and the playing time to improve and better yourself against tougher competition, yes, it may be tough early on, but for the long haul, you'll be much better off.
Johnson makes the first. See what he can do in the second. Second is good.
2:17 left. Both teams have about 4 to 6 possessions each. Important to come out with a positive net rating out of the next 2 minutes.
Here he is again, challenging. Fearless. Shrugs the shoulders. Foul looks like to be on Raheem Wilson. He can't believe it. .52-50. Cuts it to 1.
But good job by First Love putting pressure on the rim. They've found a little gap in the pressure scheme of Father Henry Carr right down the lane, and they've continued to go back to that.
Traveling. Goes back to FHC. They lead 52-51. 1:53 left, second quarter. This is the 2019 Naismith Prep Classic. I want to thank our sponsors, CIBC Mellon, Bay Street Hoops, Basket Bull and Drive for Dreams.
Full court press by First Love here.
Shirley, nice skip on the wing, no good. 2 players from Carr, and there's a foul.
The smallest player on the court got the offensive rebound.
That one's going to be on Bent, number 10, and then Shirley going to the line. You make a great point. I mean, it doesn't matter your size. You play with purpose and heart, anything could happen.
We've talked about positioning yourself on the box out on the as the defensive team. That's just as prevalent as an offensive player going for an offensive rebound. If you're able to lock up a player's hip and able to engage it before the shot goes up, you'll have an advantage on the positioning closer to the basket, and you're able to put yourself positioned for some free throws on the offensive end.
Great job. Shots up from the corner, no good.
0 for 4 Rossing so far has been tough for him.
Struggling to the hole, can't finish. There's an offensive foul. Looks like it could be Wilson again. Wilson, it seems like he's just a bit too physical out there, yeah. Offensive foul.
And bonus rest of the way here, so costly for Henry Carr.
Sorry, yeah, they called it, I guess, a defensive foul on that end, and number 24 has a chance, Rossing, to get on the scoreboard. Misses the first free throw. A lot of free throw issues these days. $54-51. $1:33 to go, first half.
We get a delay a game for a shoe tie here.
Glad you noticed.
I was wondering why I got so quiet.
You're on the ball.
Rossing's on the board now. So let's see if that opens up the floodgates for him. Shooters sometimes, that's how it works.
54-52. Carr still clinging to a 2-point lead. Shirley, ball fake, puts it up. What a play. Looks like he might have 3 free throws there on the reach-in by Manning. Three shots.
Shirley got caught in with his hand in the cookie jar there. Was able to create contact with Manning's hands. Caught in the cookie jar on that possession. Tight defense is good. Ball pressure is excellent. Unfortunately, hand-to-hand contact and combat not allowed in basketball.
Nope, doesn't work. I think the guy that you look at over history in the pros to do that a lot was Reggie Miller.
Yes, that's the idea. That's exactly what I was thinking about. You can definitely do it as long as you can get away with it. It can't be, unfortunately, right in the face of the referee.
Ref was right too close. 56-52. Nice step back. Can't finish. That was Manning. Johnson, and there looks like a foul there. Foul on the play. And Johnson will go to the line shooting some free throws.
I mean, free throws have been the biggest source of offense for both teams the last half of this quarter, as both teams have been in the penalty. I think it's important for defensively in the second half, make some adjustments. Guys, let's be a little handsy. Referees are clearly calling the game very tightly. Sometimes with reason, as we saw the play before Manning, I thought that was a clear three-point shot foul. But in the open court situation, guys, let's move our feet. Let's not use our hands as much.
Caleb is good, 58-52, 6-point lead. FHC, they put on a press, trying to stir things and change things up a bit. Kick out. Manning, and that's a good shot. Great pass.
How about Ben beating the double team pressure from Henry Carr, able to distribute to Manning for an open three. Big possession right here.
There's Johnson right to the hole. Stops on the floater. Inside, a foul on the play. Howard will go to the line. That foul is on number 3, Manning. Malachi Howard, 6'5", 2021 player out of Brampton. $59-55.
What just happened? He didn't acknowledge you.
He didn't see it.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's so mean.
He didn't see it.
We had a growing gentleman not acknowledge Drew. I was a little hurt.
No, that's Otis. He's good. He just didn't see me. It's going to go the other way.
Yeah, offensive basket interference there. Unfortunately, throwing the ball through the rim and letting it come back down is not I don't think it's a legal move in basketball.
FHC with 30 seconds to go. The shot clock about a 9-second differential.
Getting to go through the post
Wilson
here.
Inside. Oh!
He was demanding the ball for about 7 seconds there, and once he got it, he was turning it to score.
Wilson, and there comes Manning back, but it can't get it to go. He's still got lots of time, 3 seconds, shoot it. No good. And at halftime, Father Henry Carr leads 62-55 over First Love Christian Academy. This is the 2019 Naismith Prep Classic. Stay tuned. We'll be back with the first half analysis and second half action.
My man right there, Ryan, he wants to do it.
Welcome back to the stream. Second half action has begun. 64-57, Father Henry Carr, but a turnover. This is the 2019 Naismith Prep Classic. Big shot. There's number 24 getting it going. Jet Rosing getting it on the board with the three-pointer at 64-60. Drew Ebanks alongside Josue Cedro. Jos, what do you think about the first half? I'm really impressed. Oh, and there's Johnson. He could do that. Really impressed with the first half performance by Father Henry Carr. Their only game in the event, trying to get used to the play and playing a tough team. First Love Christian Academy.
Making full use of their bench, giving a lot of run to their young guys, and making best use of that full court, of the half court pressure defense, doubling up First Christian, and that's how they were able to run up to this lead with guys like Morgan early on, and then Johnson with some floaters, and finally the young guys like Shirley and Howard able to contribute.
Rosing, he's starting to get it going, and something interesting to start the second half. I don't see Morgan. You mentioned his name. Morgan led the team. No, sorry, that was Caleb Johnson. 20 points in the first half. Morgan 15 and Gamba 10. And for First Love, it was Gordon with 14, Nicholson with 13, and Brown with 9 points. But I'm looking for Josh Morgan. Not sure what happened. Maybe he's injured. Oh, I see him over there on the trainer's table, so he must be getting attention to something.
Yeah, got something tweaked up there. We talked about Rosing getting free in transition there for that layup, the three-point shot beforehand. He's important that he plays well in the second half for First Christian Love to put themselves in position to win. Early on here, we have DJ Gordon on the bench for First Christian, so those minutes are very important for them to cut in the deficit. They've already done that, and they're +3 in these minutes here. They are really good in terms of the full court press they put on. And I was talking about that early on in the game. Both teams like to press. They do it differently. Where First Christian likes to do it in the full court, and Father Henry Carr likes to wait until the ball handler gets past half court and then put some pressure on him in terms of setting up a double team.
Johnson at the line. He gets them to go 70-64, and we hope Morgan is okay, getting attention on the trainer's table. They throw it away. Gamba right to the hole. Too much size. You get out of the way when he's charging to the basket. 72-64 is your score. 7:22 left in the third. Big rebound there. Malachi Howard. And a foul. That one's going to go on number 3. Manning frustrated. 72-64.
So 2 minutes and 53 seconds without DJ Gordon. First Christian Love -3 in those minutes, but still a lot of time left in this game.
Buckets, and that's Johnson. 74-64.
Big bucket by Johnson. He's been a key factor in Henry Carr's attack midway through the first quarter. He got going on the right side with some floaters high up over the contest. Now in transition, in some offensive rebound situation, he's been able to be a factor.
14, DJ Gordon called on that play. Johnson having himself a ball game. That's it. And everything's sorted out now. 75-64 is your score. Father Henry Carr with the lead. 6:57 left. Third quarter. First Love Christian Academy taking on Father Henry Carr.
And technical and Coach Kyrie Wilson there from First Love Christian. And that's costly here early in the third quarter. There's still a lot of time left. I can't give away free points to early Carr.
Especially not when you have a great free throw shooter like Johnson. Knocks it down.
That's right.
Carr leads by 12. First Love Christian on the inbounds. It'll be Nicholson trying to get it in to Wilson, who's the closest teammate. Look at a double team. There it is. Great D. Ocampo. A little too zealous. Number 0. Call for the foul. And there's Caleb's brother, Chris Johnson, in the building.
Disagreeing with the foul call there by the referee.
Yeah. And he is a member of the NBL Canada. He plays in the NBL Canada League out in Halifax. And he's here to support his younger brother, Caleb Johnson. It's tied up. Goes the other way. Henry Carr is known for their defense. Coach Paul Melnick is an old school coach from the Runnymede days, the legendary Runnymede squads, and he's brought that same mentality to Father Henry Carr in the northwest end of Toronto, Canada.
Able to speed up First Love on that possession there.
Shirley, good stroke. Caleb, that's going to be Carr ball. Yes, it is. Tipped out by First Love. Frustrating for them. They've had to put Gordon on the bench. Foul trouble for the Penn State commit.
And these few minutes coming up here are extremely important for First Love to keep contact with Henry Carr. Expect that pressure to continue as they get over half court. You saw that last possession. They love to put some pressure on the ball handlers.
Ocampo tries to go 1-on-3. Not a great play. You got to play as a team. There, nice play. Physicality on the drive. That's a nice play by Wilson. He showed a lot of talent, and you know Richmond is going to like that young player.
Yeah, he's very decisive on his dribble drive attack to the basket.
And Shirley almost loses it. Too much dribbling right now for Father Henry Carr. Got to move it. Gamba, that's not where he wants to be dribbling. Stolen away. Coast to coast. Mason Manning for the layup. It's a 76-68 game. Henry Carr lead cut to 8.
Important possession here.
Johnson, no good. Look at Devani Brown. He's battling for it. Here's Brown behind the back. Brown's going strong. That's a nice play. The forward from Toronto. It's going to be Shirley with the foul, and Devani Brown going strong to the hole. That usually gets rewarded by the referee's whistle. 5:23 left, third quarter.
Good job improvising on his handle. Yeah, that's as a young player, while you want to get better in your ball handling skills, it's not so much for the one-on-one creativity that might get you on overtime, on universal hoops. If a situation in transition where you lose the handle and you have to create something out of nothing, and you're able to keep the ball on the string, giving yourself an opportunity like that, in transition situation at the line.
2 free throws good, 76-70, it's a 6-point game. Gamba tries to go up, forces it, no good. Big rebound, Brown battling. He's got a big body and he's taking advantage of it right there. Wilson, nice pass to Brown. Brown getting a little too cute. You got the ball down there. You got to go to work, Demani.
Yeah, I got to go up, especially so close from the basket.
Sidestep, super skilled. Wing forward, Caleb Johnson. Should be on a lot of teams' radars at the next level.
Great job controlling his body and not being unsettled by the initial contact.
Look at Wilson. He's in, fouled on the play. Fouls on Brown Jeffers. Gee, I believe it's Malachi Howard with the foul, 22. And Wilson with the first free throw.
Wilson did a good job attacking the gap that presented himself as his defender closed out on him a little slower. And once he got to the rim, once he felt the contact, he knew that he was going to the line, so he tried to finish the N1. As he goes to the bench here, we got a 6-point deficit for First Love. Very important that that pressure doesn't let up as they get in the full court, in the half court, as they draw back when Henry Carr gets there, because the outlet is usually wide open near the basket.
And a pressure applied. Foul is called on Bent, number 10. 78-72. This is the 2019 Naismith Prep Classic. 3 incredible days of basketball. I want to thank the sponsors, CIBC Mellon, Bay Street Hoops, Basketball, and Drive for Dreams. My name is Drew Ebanks from OnPointBasketball.com alongside Josue Cedro. It's been fun. I also want to thank Mikias Mikre for doing a fantastic job for one game on Friday and all the ones we broadcast on Saturday from NPH North Pole Hoops. One of the best organizations here in Canada for basketball as well. Foul on the play. Brown will go to the line. Looks like that could be Gamba. It is Gamba with the foul. And Brown is starting to assert himself using the size and toughness he has and really bullying the inside defense of Father Henry Carr.
Flow of the game has kind of dictated that for First Love's offense with Gordon in foul trouble, Wilson picking his spots, and Jet Roasting unfortunately not being very efficient from the three-point line. Other guys have had to step up, including Brown, and at that time again the ball handling able to create himself some free throws opportunities.
Down low. Oh, nice play. Even with the challenge of Bent, Malachi Howard gets the play to go down.
And that's the danger of the full court, the full court press for First Love. The outlet will be wide open under the basket.
80-74. Henry Carr still clinging to the lead.
Yeah, a 6-point lead here with 3:43 to go. First Love important that they run a good offense as Henry Carr seems to be playing man-to-man.
Almost offensive foul there. Nice play. Manning to the hole. Challenged, but still goes right up and over Brown Jeffers. Turnover there. They come back down 4. Rose saying he wants it. Gets it to go. Big 3 for him. It's a 1-point game just like that.
As some of the supporting players like Manning and Brown have supported the big guys on First Love Christian, now the big guys are starting to get going like Rossi. 1-point game.
And Johnson's going to get fouled.
Undisciplined call there.
Fouls on number 3, Manning.
We talked earlier about young players in a trap situation being too eager. Early on, about 3 possessions ago, we had First Love Christian get called for a foul in a trap situation, and that time Manning called again for being too handsy.
And Johnson makes the free throws, 82-78. We have a timeout on the floor. This is the 2019 Naismith Prep Classic. We'll be right back after a couple moments. Welcome back to the broadcast. And First Love Christian with the score. They cut the lead now to 2, 82-80. Father Henry Carr clinging to the lead.
Great job contesting Gamba's shot on the inside there by First Love Christian. Important next 2.5 minutes left in the third quarter for both teams. This looks like another close finish down the stretch, so every possession counts.
82-80. Henry Carr with the lead. Just had a chance to talk to Jim from the Hoop Hall organization, and he came over and said some nice words. Basket's good, 84-80, said some nice words about our work on the stream. Means a lot for him to come over and say that they enjoyed our job here this weekend, and hopefully, again, this is the start of, big shot there, Nicholson. This is the start of many of these Naismith Prep Classics tournaments. As we know, the game of basketball invented by the Canadian Dr. James Naismith in Springfield, Massachusetts.
Can't do it without great product on the floor and great competition. And that's what we've had all weekend as Johnson makes a tough shot.
That's huge. That's a big shot right there. Out of bounds turnover. We really appreciate Jim coming over and saying thank you to us. We've been here since Friday, all day Saturday and Sunday. It's been a great event, and I think next year it's going to be bigger. I'm pretty sure more American teams will want to come up here after seeing the competition level, and Canadians holding their own. A lot of Canadians travel down to the States for tournaments. It's good to see it back like when I played. A lot of States teams would come up here to Canada, so that flow back into Canada is happening again. So look for more events with American competition here in Canada. We love to see our American friends up here because it means a lot to be accepted down in the States by a lot of our players. A lot of our players are playing down there, and the acceptance has always been with open arms to Canadians, whether it's at the prep school level, high school level, or college, university, whether you're talking D1, D2, junior college. America is always accepted and give a warm welcome to our Canadian players. And there is Mr. Nicholson starting to heat up, 86-86. What do you think about his play right here in the third quarter? 101 left.
Yeah, back-to-back open left corner threes here, able to tie the game for First Love Christian as they get in the 2-3 zone. That's flustered Henry Carr.
Look at Gamba.
Tough shot.
Oh, but he comes down. It might be a cramp. Yeah, it looks like a cramp after coming down. You got to stretch it out. Need to drink a lot of fluids, especially at this high level. Looks to be a calf cramp by Gamba. He's played a tremendous game. The touch and roll he had on that bucket, extraordinary to put Henry Carr back up 88-86. Talk a little bit about his game and what he brings to the table. He's been
kind of a glue guy for Henry Carr in a tough situation around the basket. Not necessarily able to create his own offense throughout an entire possession, but definitely able in transition to be effective or in offensive rebound using his size to create some space for himself. And hopefully he's all right.
Yeah, he's a tough player, that's for sure. And you never like to see players go down. Again, if you're playing the game, young players, make sure, even if you're playing a lot of minutes, try to get fluids in your body, because your body will lose fluids very fast, especially at this high level, prep level basketball.
And 2-for-1 opportunity here for First Love Christian. It's important. They manage it well.
They're trapping as well. Henry Carr aggressive on defense. Here's Brown. Nice spin, drop step. Brown just can't finish. Turnover, stole by Rosing. traveling. The referee says Mr. Wilson lost his footing there and called a travel.
Talked about managing the last 47 seconds as good as possible for First Love Christian. A missed shot, a turnover. I don't think that's what I had in mind.
Well, Henry Carr has a chance with under 10 seconds to go. They're up 2. Step back, Ocampo. Big shot. Brendan Ocampo finishes off the third quarter in style. 90-86 should be your score. This is the 2019 Naismith Prep Classic. We'll be right back for fourth quarter action. Welcome back to the broadcast. The 2019 Naismith Prep Classic. Drew Ebanks alongside Josue Cedro. And Josue, a turnover there right off the bat for First Love Christian. They trail 90-86 to Toronto's Father Henry Carr Prep. Incredible event so far. One more quarter to go in the final game in the inaugural Naismith Prep Classic.
2-3 zone by First Love Christian after a good play design that unfortunately ended in a turnover. Kind of that triple option action on the run out.
And after 3 quarters, what are your observations from both teams?
Incredibly high scoring. To have it at 90-86 shows you the pace in this game.
Oh, the two-hand flush off the vertical. Nicholson, nice pass from Brown, cuts the lead to 2.
Him and Brown have been able to pick their spots to give some contributions. Very much needed for First Love Christian with DJ Gordon having some foul trouble in this game.
Yeah, they're doing well. They're holding their own without Gordon being, holding a lot of minutes. Shirley, almost a foul there in the corner. Not sure if Malachi Howard is the player they want shooting that shot in the corner, but was forced to get it up. 90-88, 8:52 left, fourth quarter. We've had some great games today, starting with Northfield Mount Herman, NMH.
What a performance that was by the entire team. And, speaking with Coach Carroll at the end, that was a great segment that we have. And if you haven't had a chance to listen to it, to go back at the end of that game to listen. He talked about his philosophy and gave a couple of good pointers I think you guys will appreciate.
And they took down Thornley. Of course, Javante Brown-Ferguson just committed to UConn. Cushing Academy fell to Bill Crothers, who got their W. We saw Malachi endure in that one for the Canadian native for Cushing. TRC taking on Blair Academy. Blair just too much. Too many weapons on that team. Blair took that one. And now First Love and Father Henry Carr are tied at 90 with 8:13 left in the fourth quarter.
Henry Carr looking to break that zone, bringing a man high up in the middle of that 2-3 zone. Let's see if they can play through him.
Johnson, no good. Oh my, Shirley, the elevator rebound up there. Ocampo wants that three, no good. Look good from here, but side rim. Big rebound by Brown. Passes it off his point guard's foot. Manning can't handle it. Foul inside, big basket! Brown Jeffers gets it to go. The foul is on number 5, Nicholson. Shemaiah Brown Jeffers, 6'2", 2021 out of Toronto. He has a chance to make the three-point play.
Been a bit more quiet in this game in terms of his impact, but right there, a big play to unfortunately not finish the N1, but 2 points nonetheless.
Wilson, look at Ocampo fighting for it. Both teams scrambling. Johnson, and one. That's a foul called. Rosing gonna get called, and Caleb Johnson, I think if you had a scouting report, you knew him well, he wouldn't have fouled him there, because right there at that point, it's too late. He's a big jumper. He's got the length. You know he's going to score that. You're best off not to foul.
Well, I don't think you need a scouting report to know, on anybody, quite frankly, to know that once a player is at the basket and he's taller than you, more than likely his elevation is going to be over your contest. And not a good foul there by First Love Christian. 5-point deficit, 7 minutes to go. They need to run some good offense.
Here's Brown inside. Nice play, no foul there. He goes up strong, 95-92. Father Henry Carr with the lead. Shirley fakes the three. Johnson wants it, no good. Rebound, Wilson. Wilson pushes it, Rosing. He wants that three, that's what he does. Short. Here's Shirley behind the back, nice dribble. Shirley right to the hole, kick out, beautiful play, wide open. Bang! Great offense there. Brown Jeffers makes it off the great feed. And I'm telling you, number 15 is highly impressive. 2021 Jalen Shirley, a Brampton native, doing everything right for Coach Melnick.
Yeah, he's had a great impact in this game. Not necessarily, as we have a foul here.
Foul on Carr. 97-92. They lead by 5, 6:31 left. Fourth quarter.
Yeah, Jalen Shirley's been not the impact wasn't necessarily on the scoreboard so much, but just being sound and making some good playmaking decisions.
That's going to be a foul right there as Wilson goes up.
If you're First Love, you got to continue to just run your offense. Some of the shots you've missed were within the flow. They were even open shots, quite frankly, and it's just that as we get towards the end of the weekend, the legs are starting to fade away on some of the jump shooters. The elevation is not quite the same. The snap on the release in terms of the wrist is not as lively as it was on Friday night. Mentally, you got to lock in. There's 6:26 left. You're down. You need to dig in and find that grit and competitiveness to close this game out.
Raheem Wilson with the foul, number 20. Wilson misses the first free throw. 97-92 is your score, and make it 97-93. A 4-point deficit right now for First Love.
2-3 zone here again by First Love Christian, trying to save their legs of their guys on defense.
Yeah, and they're close. They're only down 4, so can afford to play zone. Look at Wilson on the tip. Gets it and passes it on. No good for the finish there. Manning misses the layup. You got to make that. Look at Ocampo. What a turn. Can't make it on the spin. And then a foul on the play. That could be Wilson. It is number 20. 2 physical down there. Second team foul.
Wilson on that time going for the offensive rebound. We talked about the timing right? And then as a coach and your coaching philosophy, what do you want to do in terms of when a shot goes up? I think Coach Melnick in that situation would have rather had his guys back in transition. So a bad foul by Wilson to pick up there. And we haven't talked about it, but 2-2, even before the halfway mark of the quarter, you don't want to get to a bonus situation in a close game. So important to stay disciplined.
Here comes First Love. Gordon back on the floor. And look at that. What a steal. Brown Jeffers looked like Nicholson was going to go right up, and a steal without contact. Great play.
2-3 zone again by First Love Christian.
First Love trying to save some of those fouls. Shirley comes up big. You got to love the composure of this young man. He doesn't need a lot of direction from Coach Melnick. He trusts him. He's out there doing what he needs to do.
And now he's starting to have an impact on the scoreboard. That spot up 3 there, pushing the lead to 7 for his team. Unfortunately, the next possession down, when he's running and defending Wilson in transition, he didn't necessarily move his feet, more or so ran into his path. That's going to be a foul automatically every time, especially on the angle that the ref has where he's running behind him. He can see that bump, and so he needs to get back in front of him first.
15, number Shirley with the foul. Wilson.
2-3 zone by First Love Christian here. The box out on the shot will be very important.
194. Carr leads. Nice rebound. Skies for it. Brown. Turnover. There's Johnson right to the hole. And he's got to get rid of that ball before he sees that double team come. Stolen! Nice play. Brown Jeffers showing what he can do on defense. Goes up, throws it up, no good. But the finish is there. Number 35 in the game for Carr. Victor Arigba Osulu. 6'2", 2021 out of Toronto. Stolen away, Ocampo. Carr pouring it on defense. Ocampo right to the hole, gets the roll. And it's now a 12-point lead. Just like that. Brown wide open. Someone lost coverage. Back to 10. 4:23 left, fourth quarter. This is Naismith Prep Classic action, the inaugural edition. Brought to you by CIBC Mellon, Bay Street Hoops, Basketball, and Drive for Dreams. Carr with the turnover as Johnson loses it. Rosing over to Wilson. Foul. That's going to be on Brown Jeffers. And Wilson will go to the free throw line.
Brown Jeffers, great job on the steal a couple of possessions ago to get his hands in there and go down the lane the other way. Unfortunately, missed the layup. And that time, almost had the block. He had the timing, didn't have the body control. And so he bumped Wilson up in the air for some free throw.
And that's the kind of player is typical of FHC program. Just gets after it, has instincts on defense. The way he stepped in there without the foul, using long arms to get through was very impressive. Wilson, 1 or 2, and a factor is First Love missing some free throws here down the stretch. Every point counts. You're down 9 points. You need as many as you can get. 3:54 left, fourth quarter. Zone, as you mentioned, it's a 3-2. Kind of like a matchup, it looks like.
Let's see how Henry Carr handles it here.
Nobody in the high post. Shots up. Johnson! Are you kidding me? Off the glass. Off the glass, and Chris's brother's right here. He didn't call it, but it still counts. 109-97. FHC Prep pulling away with 3:27 left, and they get it on a turnover. Impressive. Not sure he called it, but still a basket nonetheless.
Banks are open on some Sundays nowadays, right?
Yeah,
I think
it's changed.
It's changed, right? Yeah, I think that's what happened on that shot. Pretty sure.
And a timeout on the floor. 109-97. Henry Carr leads. 3:27 left, fourth quarter. You're watching the 2019 Naismith Prep Classic. Welcome back to the action. The 2019 Naismith Prep Classic. Drew Ebanks alongside Josue Cedro. Henry Carr doing it right now. Big rebound. Jump ball. Carr really gravitate to that rock when they see a disadvantage or a situation where they can tie it up. And they get it back on the jump. 109-97, 3:15 left. Josue, can First Love get back into it? I think the fact that Jordan was in foul trouble really hurt this team.
Yeah, without Gordon's presence early on in this quarter, they kind of lost a contact with the Henry Carr, who was able to open up a lead.
Here is Wilson, tough guard. There's Gordon going to the hoop. No call, got lucky, no charge. Got a rebound and put it up. Johnson stepped in there, tried to take a charge. Referee said, nope, play on.
And good job by Gordon staying with it, not looking for a call.
There's Johnson. Brown and one.
He's gotten better as the game's gone on.
A foul is on Ocampo. And at the line will be Brown trying to complete the traditional three-point play. 109-101. FHC Prep leads First Love Christian Academy with 2:39 left in the fourth quarter. No good. Got to get those free throws. Every point counts.
Henry Carr needs a solid offensive possession here.
Campo.
First Love trying to speed them up.
Oh, they had to come out of the zone. And in the corner, that would be big if he made it. Hustles, gets it back, puts it up, no call. There's a lot of contact to have no call on that play, and Coach Melnick doesn't understand how. It's
hilarious because Henry Carr is arguing why no call, and First Love Christian is arguing why can't we get the ball back.
You got to give and take, right? You didn't get the foul called against you, and you still want the ball back.
I was told as a referee the best thing you want is both teams pissed at you.
You don't want to upset the coaches. Out of bounds, still Father Henry Carr basketball. 2:15 left, 109-101. They lead. Nice crossover, Campo. Johnson, he's fouled. Wilson, too zealous with the contact. Still only their third team foul, so in a sense, they're lucky that Henry Carr is not in the bonus.
Someone disciplined on defense with their hands regarding First Love. In regards, to First Love being a bit costly. They're getting close to the bonus.
Ocampo has it up top. Shirley, nice pass. Oh, good block there. Gordon came out of nowhere to send that away. And a corner, Rosing, they need that. That would have been huge. Scrambling for the rebound, there's Gordon. There's a push. Wow. Looked like he got the clean pass away. Brown Jeffers with the foul. And that's a crucial foul because they're already in bonus, so that stops the clock, which is exactly what First Love needs. 109-101, 148 left, not a good foul.
And it's exactly what Henry Carr didn't want, to stop the clock and give an offensive possession or opportunity for First Love Christian some free throws in this situation. Gordon needs to knock these down for First Love to continue to hang around as we get down the stretch. 148 left here.
First free throw is good.
I expect First Love to Christian to come out of this on this defensive possession in some kind of pressure scheme, maybe not necessarily completely full court, but very close to it as we get near the half court.
That second free throw is good. 109-103, 138 left.
Here comes Traps in the corner.
Got to get rid of it. Nice jab step move. That He has that down pat. That's such a professional grade move right there. Baseline jumper. Gordon comes back, can't get it go. Big rebound inside, Brown. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Wilson on the kick. Gordon wants it. No, short, but gets his own rebound. Will he do it again? Yes, he needs it. He gets it. Great stroke, and we had the perfect vantage point to see. He has a beautiful stroke on that shot. 111, 106, 104 left, fourth quarter. Turnover. Ocampo throws it away. Here's Wilson, throws it up, and that's going to be a foul on Johnson. Not a good play by Ocampo. The turnover right here. Good trap, though, by First Love to make it difficult to get the ball, and Wilson will go to the line.
Yeah, Henry Carr has had all kinds of problems throughout the game. Sometimes they were able to find an open man under the basket with some quick passing, quick 1-2 passing. But First Love's Christian pressure right over half court has fueled a lot of their offenses. And right there's one free throw down with a chance for a second one. 58 seconds to go.
No good. Another missed free throw. 111, 107, 56 seconds to go. Full court press. Tips it away, and he'll always get called for that. It looks like that might be the fifth. And if he had four, you just can't do that. If you're Wilson, you have to stay home and play D. That's his fifth foul. You cannot do that and take yourself off the floor with 53 seconds left. And that play will always get called by the referees.
Whether it's the right call, the wrong call, in terms of contact by a referee, a reach around is always the lazier of the two options on defense. And as a referee, it is much easier to call contact when you see a reach around than on straight man-to-man defense.
And there he is, Ocampo getting trapped again. It's off his hand. He has to get rid of it. Too much dribbling in the corner. You know they're going to double team you, so you got to move it quickly.
How about the impact Gordon's had since he's been back in this game on both ends? The intensity on the guard and wing defense as they come down the sideline, and then on offense, just supreme confidence.
Yeah, they're getting a good, solid basketball player, Penn State, being Gordon. He's fearless. Almost turned over there. He got lucky. Turnover there. Stolen by Ocampo. I don't think you necessarily need to score that, though. I think I pull that out. There's Brown. Misses it. There's a foul. I think that's on Gordon. And on that steal there, Ocampo doesn't need to go and score. They're up 4. He could have pulled that out, but he goes and tries. That looks like that's Gordon. Yes, it is. And that's it. To the showers he goes. Gordon fouled out. Wilson fouled out. 111, 107. And that is unfortunate for First Love.
Yeah, Ocampo, I wholeheartedly agree. As you're up 4 points with about, I believe it was 36 seconds to go, it comes down to making it a free throw game. You may think you're open in that situation, a transition opportunity, but after the ball goes in the corner, the defense will catch up to you. Just hold on to it, pull it back out, get yourself to the line.
First one's good, second one's good. Those are big free throws.
They are.
From Howard, 113, 107, 6-point game. And that's a tough pass. Brown looks at his teammate Manning, but still pats him. It's okay. It's not the play we wanted, but you're my teammate. And that's a foul.
Henry Carr giving himself a little bit of a scare towards the end here. But if they knock down some free throws, it looks like they'll have a chance to close out this game. A lot of takeaways for Coach Melnick here, though. He did play a lot of guys that more towards the end of rotation, a lot of the young guys. For them, this is a great learning experience because they dealt with a lot of full court pressure, a lot of half court pressure, trap situations with a lot of bodies flying all over the place, double teams in the corner with a sideline as a third defender. This is an experience they can take and translate the rest of the season, especially against higher level competitions where they may face the same type of traps with bigger and opponents with more range in their wingspan.
Free throws are good from Johnson after the foul on Manning. Bucket's good by Bent. And Manning, another one who fouls out of the game. 3 players for First Love hitting the bench early. 1:15, 109, 9.5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Inbounds will be number 35, Arigbe Osula.
Important for him to just get the ball in.
Nice play. Ocampo wide open. Foul by Bent, trying to stop the clock. .115, 109, 8.2 seconds left. Ocampo will have a chance to pretty much seal the game. Couple free throws here. Gets the first one to go.
Well, as we wrap up the Naismith, the first original Naismith Prep Classic, I want to thank everyone that listened into our broadcast. And as Nicholson dumps it down, and I want to also thank Drew for all the work he did this weekend. Massive amount of calling that you did throughout the entire weekend. I mean, what are we talking about? Like 15 games right there?
Close to it.
Close to it,
from
right?
Friday
So
to today. Thank you.
That's a massive workload right there, and I think you should be commended for that.
Appreciate the kind words, and you as well. This is your first time on a broadcast and breaking down a game, and you have done a great job. And I think more than anything, you've broken down a little deeper than what people are normally used to. And breaking it down from even coaching, scouting standpoint to know what teams are thinking, surely with the free throw. So congratulations, man, on a great job as well, and thanks for coming out.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And there you have it. 118, 111 is your final. Father Henry Carr takes it over First Love Christian Academy. Big win for them to come in here. We see Josh Morgan. He's hopping there. Must have done something to the ankle. And before we sign out, we will see if we can get the player of the game for a quick interview, our final one, and then we will sign off. We also want to say thank you to Mikias Mikre for joining us on the broadcast as well. Stay tuned. We'll be right back to close out the broadcast. This is the 2019 Naismith Prep Classic.
What am I grabbing? Caleb, I think. I don't know who's.
Welcome back to the broadcast, the 2019 Naismith Prep Classic. We saw a full slate of games today. 4 games culminating in the one you just witnessed as Henry Carr took down First Love Christian Academy. We have a special guest with us today, the player of the game, number 1 for Father Henry Carr, Caleb Johnson. Caleb, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Your brother is here again, always cheering you on.
Right.
You guys, it was your only game today, going up against a team you had never seen. What was your game plan going into it?
To just come out aggressive, play smart, take our time. They have some good, high talented players, so just come out aggressive, play hard, and
the usual, which is what Father Henry Carr prized himself in. We saw you guys throw traps out there. You also forced First Love into foul trouble early on. Guys like DJ Gordon, I'm not sure you knew this, heading to Penn State. Isaiah Wilson heading to Richmond. Jet Rosing, their big three-point shooter, number 24, heading to Duquesne. You guys fouled out DJ Gordon. You fouled out Isaiah Wilson. And you also fouled out Mason Manning. Talk about the pressure you put on them to make plays on defense.
Just coming out aggressive, taking what the defense is giving us, and playing as a team.
We saw your pro game. I mean, you have a game that's going to translate not only, of course, to the college level, but I think to the pro level eventually. Your float game looking good, your baseline jump shot. I think that mid-range game is something that's overlooked in the game. You've made that an integral part of your package.
Right. I just worked on it the whole summer. It was a weakness of mine coming in from last year, so just worked on it. It got better.
Talk about Coach Melnick and the enthusiasm he coaches with. He's like a father figure to you guys. He's very tough. Of course, he wants you guys to be better, always has your best interests at heart. Right. Talk about his work to get this big win against a solid team from the US of A.
I love Coach Melnick. He's a great guy. He helps me out a lot off the court and on the court, along with Coach Jamie and Coach Travis. So yeah, those guys are a big part of our team, and they all benefit us in getting better.
Yeah, definitely Coach Cromwell, of course, Coach Noel. They do a great job, especially Coach Noel in the conditioning. And Coach Jamie, he knows the game of basketball, so he's teaching you guys well. What's up next for you guys, and how do you think the team is looking for the OSBA title to contend for that championship?
I think we're a definite contender. Again, we just have to come out aggressive and not be scared to play. Just play our game and execute.
And you're on the sideline there. We were asking and looking for Josh Morgan. Looks like an ankle. What happened there?
I'm unsure, to be honest. I have to ask him about that, but
ankle sprain.
We knew once Josh got hurt, then we all had to step up, and we did that. So
there you have it. Caleb Johnson, Father Henry Carr, they take the win over First Love Christian Academy. The player of the game, Mr. Johnson, right here. Congratulations, man. And hopefully we're going to see you guys next year right here. And hopefully you guys can play 2 games instead of 1, because we want to see more of the FHC squad. Thank you very much, Caleb. Great job, man. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right, there you have it. Caleb Johnson, the player of the game, in the final game of the 2019 Naismith Prep Classic. My name is Drew Ebanks, and on behalf of Josue Cedro, Macias Mikre, the whole broadcast team, the OSBA, the whole team, the student volunteers and camera people, and everybody putting this event together, including Michael Simonetta, Senior and Junior, and the whole crew here at Bill Crothers Secondary School. We want to say thank you for joining us at the special event, and we also want to say thank you to our sponsors, CIBC Mellon, Bay Street Hoops, and Basketball, as well as Drive for Dreams. Again, we want to sign off. My name is Drew Ebanks for OnPointBasketball.com. Thanks for tuning in. It's been a great event, and looking forward to seeing you next year at the 2020 Naismith Prep Classic. Signing off. Have a great evening.